the curb.
I know where Burger
Just like
is.
this or on the curb, on this side of the curb.
Okay, okay, okay.
You know, just...
Okay, so I can go on the main street and I come onto this street.
No, you see, this is across the street right
Yeah,
there.
I know.
Just walk straight up there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
So I
just
can
stay
go
on
around on the main street or stay on this side, stay on the street.
See, you
by the
guys
bus stop.
stay on this side.
Okay.
Don't cross the street.
Why is the wind blind? The wind is blind. The wind is actually blind. Because the wind's a breeze. Breeze is a zephyr. Zephyr's a yarn. Yarn's a tail. I can't get over it. 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 You know what I mean?
The character of Julien was based on my uncle, who's schizophrenic. I'd always wanted to make a film about him. I wanted to make a film about someone that was mentally ill, but I wanted to do it justice, because usually when you see these characters portrayed in movies, it's always like the cute, lovable, eccentric, the cute schizophrenic, and I think it's really crap. And I hate that. I wanted to show a guy with blood in his underwear hitting himself in the head, jumping out of windows. I wanted to show what it was really like, and the horror of schizophrenia.
Hey! Can't you? Stop! Stay! Stop! Can't you? Faster!
Midnight, chaos. Eternity, chaos. Morning, chaos. Eternity, chaos. Noon, chaos. Eternity, chaos. Evening, chaos. Eternity, chaos. Midnight, chaos. Eternity, chaos. Morning, chaos. Eternity, chaos. Noon, chaos.
You let me pass! You let me pass!
At first, I wanted to cast my uncle, but we couldn't get him out of the mental institute. So we would visit my uncle and tape my uncle. And Ewan would be listening to headphones, getting my uncle's speech and his cadences. He really had to be there, or else the whole movie would collapse if it was some kind of romantic idea of schizophrenia.
One of the most important things in the preparation stages for the film was spending some time with a man that the character's based on. I mean, that was really valuable, because this person is alive and he's an amazing person. I had to meet the man to, kind of understand what Harmony was talking about, because it's just also fantastical. I think the character of Julien, like Uncle Eddie, is a very loving person. Someone who's only got love in his heart. He's got no bad feeling for anything or anyone. He's not necessarily got control or the restraint you or I possess, but he's a man who's full of love. His relationship with his sister is one of very pure love.
God, you take away the sins of the world.
Harmony and I wanted Pearl to be just a really sweet girl who really loves life and loves her family and, just wants to have babies and, look after them. And she's the mother figure of the family since their mother passed on when they were young. I think maybe it's the kind of girl Harmony wants me to be, I don't know.
Back in the 50s, they had this world championship of talking birds, and they assembled all these parrots and beos. It's a starlet type of bird from Borneo, and boy, do they speak well. But the championship back then was won by a parakeet, a little parakeet, and the parakeet would say, birds are smart, but they cannot speak.
Werner Herzog's films were a really big influence on me. For me, he's kind of the last of the great, 70s, not just German New Wave filmmakers, but just great filmmakers. I had written the part with him in mind, thinking about him. In his work more than anyone's, I always kind of identified with the filmmaking style and also the characters and his approach to storytelling.
This is it. Come on, keep still. Don't shift around. Come on, be a man. Be a man and quit that moody brooding. Quit that.
So cold!
Come over here.
Stop! Stop it! Dad!
Come on, be a man.
There it is again.
Elvin, you're cheating. You're
Not cheating.
all the time. You're
What?
just cheating all the
What?
time.
Cards up my sleeve? I don't think so.
Yeah, but you're hiding the aces somewhere.
No.
I wouldn't say up your sleeves, but
No,
the
see,
aces
no sleeves.
are another.
See, no sleeves.
Yeah, but the aces are there. Yeah, it's true.
Oh, I've got no sugar baby now. All I can do for see peace with you, and I can't get along.
This is a tail slate on Jill's camera, the glasses camera, on take 1 of scene 142. Now we're going to do Julian's tail slate on Julian's camera, tail slate on take 1 of 142.
No, I mean, I could hold it. I mean, I could, you know, make it higher or lower.
Who rocked the cradle? Who sang the song? Who rocked the cradle when I'm gone? Who rocked the cradle when I'm gone?
Don't look at anybody. Don't look at anybody.
Yeah.
Just the dog.
Just a dog?
Yeah, you just look at the dog. No, you just look at the dog like this. Like this. Mommy love a pumpkin, mommy love a pumpkin. But don't look at anybody, only the dog. I had this idea that maybe the actors could be wearing hidden cameras, like spy cameras on their clothing, and I could send them into real situations, and they could, without people knowing they were being filmed, that I could kind of steal something. I could steal something real or something that seems truthful.
How much are the onesies?
$2 for $1.
$2 for $1. Looking for more newborn stuff.
Well, at first I was really intimidated because I was really scared that nothing would come out of the scenes, that they would be really boring, and, you know, because I'm providing pretty difficult to make it entertaining. But it was also really challenging because it would be like, for instance, one of the scenes would say, like, Pearl, which is my character's name, goes shopping for baby clothes, and she talks to the woman behind the counter about how she thinks the baby's going to be a boy. And I'd go into the clothing store with a hidden camera, and nobody else in the shop would know that we were filming. So I'm just interacting with these people that are just being totally, completely natural, just being human. So, you know, it's kind of easier.
I think it might be a boy, though.
Look, first one.
I think it might be a boy.
First one?
Yeah, because
Well,
I
you be
think
blessed,
I
then.
might have seen it.
You be blessed.
I might have seen a teeny weeny on the sonogram.
Yeah, well, you that mean you blessed.
That's your grandchild.
First baby,
My
she's
first baby.
gonna. They say you blessed. Your womb is blessed when you have a boy first. I don't
Oh, really?
know. Yeah.
All that paraphernalia, all these little kind of ways of making things, all these inventions, you know, creative inventions, you know. How do we shoot the scene? How do we get the perspective that we want? Where are we going to put the camera? How are we going to, like, sort of wear the camera, allow it to be invisible, and how we're going to use it? Oh, that's really a lot of fun.
Excuse me. Do you know my family tree? My family tree, this tree or that tree? I got family in my tree, and my family. I got one.
The thing that excites me about video isn't really the aesthetic of it. It's more what it allows for, the freedom. I could just shoot and shoot and shoot, which is what I wanted to do, without worrying about film or without worrying about lighting, and it was really good for the actors because it would allow them time to reach a place and a point where I don't think they could if we were shooting with big crews and a 35 millimeter. We're shooting at such a rapid pace that it seemed to really have a much more organic flow to it. I wasn't really worried about the story or the plot, you know, while I was shooting, because I knew that if I shot enough, that I could make it work in the editing room.
In the home, it was harder, you know, because if we had to do another take, we had to sort of hit the same, you know, spots and keep up the momentum, and it was kind of, that was more difficult.
Julien, why don't you tell your sister that she's a dilettante? She's never gonna learn to play this harp. She's a dilettante and she's a slut. And this looks like state dinner when the Queen was in Russia, and there's this president, his name is Brezhnev, and he had these false teeth, and during the state dinner he would take out his false teeth and clean it with a fork.
The more I know about the environment, the more excited I am, because I can tell that, I mean, it's all about telling the story from the inside out, approaching it from like the inside. Instead of looking at it from this way, I like to tell it from that way. So for actually shooting in the house where my uncle grew up and where my grandmother lived and where I live, and then working with my grandmother, it made it seem much more real for me because I knew the environment and I'd seen him punch holes through the walls and stuff, and I'd seen him throw my grandma down the steps. So these are all things that, when we are actually filming, that it made me feel like, good inside to know that we were there.
Mommy too, ding-a-long-a-lula, ding-a-long-a-lula, I'll have you, I'll be you.
With harmony, of course, you're always, surprised every day you come to the set. We may have a list of scenes we're going to do for that day, and he'll throw them all out and say, those scenes aren't in the movie anymore, we're going to do this, that, and the other thing instead. So it's always, really exciting.
Come on, Chris! Get his shoulders down! Come on, Julien, you have to fight harder! Come on!
Julien, get serious! Come on!
To the ground!
Get clear!
Grab him around the waist! Get him to the ground! Press him now! Yes!
Get serious!
Fight back, Julien! Fight back! Come on!
Come on!
For me, the idea of working with this kind of free script approach was basically, it was about the image. It was like a photograph that I thought of. This was the image that I wanted to see, and then we'll start a scene around this image, and it worked because because I told the actors what should happen or what could happen, what might happen in order for the narrative to evolve. But at the same time, the exciting part and the fun part for me was when the actors or characters took it in a different direction, or took it someplace where I hadn't originally conceived of.
You know what I used to think?
What?
I used to think that I could see a lot, but I found out that I couldn't see very much. That my vision was almost slim to none.
Really?
I thought I could almost see totally.
So if nobody had ever told you, then you would maybe never even know.
No. I thought I could really see, like, almost normal sight, but I found out I'm not even close.
Harry's standing there. He's totally full of contempt, and he says to him, "We have wasted many of our bullets. Do you think there is still a bullet left in your gun?" And he says to him, now you've got to ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky?
We're at the end of 100 years of cinema, and we're at a place right now where film should be getting more and more complex. Instead, I think it's going the other way. They're so simple now that I don't even understand why most movies are made. It's not that I'm excited for the future of cinema, but I'm not one of those people also who's making a declaration of the death of cinema. I think that basically film is still really very much in its infancy, and since Griffith to now, I think that film has kind of gone in one narrative direction, and I think that it's important, and I think that, I don't know, for me at least, it's important to start to tell stories in a different way.